Hello and welcome to this Samsung podcast. I'm Graham Good, Samsung's Head of Enterprise. I'm here today with Phil Lander, Samsung's B2B Director for Europe.
Hi Graham, great to be here.
In this episode, we're diving into the hottest of hot topics, artificial intelligence, or AI. We'll be exploring the impact that Galaxy AI could have on businesses and the potential it's set to unlock. From generative AI tools to smart mobile assistants, it's a brave new world out there. Tell you what, let's kick off. Could you just give us a bit of an overview of what we mean when we say AI?
Yeah, certainly. And you rightly describe it as a hot topic. I think wherever you look now in the news, in conferences, industry, AI is the topic that's being talked about. And clearly there are different sort of functional technical types of AI, such as reactive, limited memory, self-aware. But I think it's worth saying that AI has been around for a while now, and people have been experiencing it, whether they're knowing it or not, through services such as chatbots, customer service support. Back in 2019, I saw one of the startup banks, one that I'm a particular fan of, saw their CTO speaking at a conference, and he was saying at that point in time, 50% of their inquiries were being entirely handled by AI, and their ambition by the end of the year was moved to 75%. You may have seen earlier this year there was researchers for batteries looking at new component parts to go into lithium batteries, and they used AI to actually create a battery that has 70% less lithium in that battery. So much better for the environment, and they went from 23.6 million compounds down to 100 potential compounds within 2 or 3 days on that project. So highlighting the power that would probably take in a lab 5-6 years to get to that same point. Now that has manifested itself in the introduction, I'm very excited to say, of Galaxy AI that we introduced at the start of this year. So bringing a range of capabilities, a broad range of capabilities, leveraging AI onto the smartphone device to make the lives of our consumer customers and our business customers easier and provide them with access to these truly rich experiences on their mobile devices. From an enterprise perspective, this is really quite exciting in the sense that there's a lot of office-based, desk-based, PC-based, machine-based activity that has traditionally been done within the office environment is now moving into the mobile estate. The capability is there now to process that kind of information, to allow the users to get access to the information they need in a very slick fashion, and AI is powering that activity.
And what is it from Samsung's perspective that is allowing that transition from the traditional fixed environment to the mobile environment?
Well, I think we are on the sort of a truly transformative change within the enterprise space, and it's coming about through really powerful smartphone devices. We've moved from the feature phone into the smartphone and now into the AI-powered connected device, the computer in the hands that has supercomputer capability within it. So that capability, providing that level of power, performance, processing power, in the hands of the individual is allowing those new services to be unlocked.
And presumably when you use the word individual there, you do truly mean individual in the sense that this isn't something that's just going to have an impact on large businesses. This is going to have a massive impact from an SME perspective as well.
100%. It's there for everybody to use. So, in the way that Samsung has approached this, we are putting this capability into the hands of the users. And also in how we're deploying that, we're doing it in such a way that it's a really effective and efficient way to drive that performance. So a lot of the AI processing is happening on the device. The traditional model, of course, is it being processed in the cloud, which is fine and has been required on the basis of the amount of data, the amount of processing power, the large complexity. But now that capability is sitting on the device, you can do that on the device, offering enhancements in performance and also some benefits around security and control.
And I guess that mirrors a lot of what we've seen in the IT industry more broadly over the last 10, 15 years about driving mobility into process, into workflows and into day-to-day working life.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the major trend over the last few years is that the mobile device is becoming the primary device of choice. It is the endpoint in the user's hands that's allowing them to access all of these rich services and to get their job done and service their customer needs and service their communities if they're in a public sector type organization. So having that power in the hands is critically important.
Brilliant. Oh, that sounds really exciting. Could you maybe tell us how Samsung is developing these AI-powered devices?
Certainly. Well, we have a big ambition at the heart of this, which is to bring the benefits of AI innovation to everyone, ensuring that people around the world can enjoy barrier-free communication every day and unleash productivity in their work. So in essence, we're democratizing AI by putting it in the palm of everybody's hands. So this is the first important step in that journey.
So you've whet my appetite, Phil. What type of AI functionality could you expect to see on your mobile today?
Well, this is a really exciting time in mobile. If you think about the evolution, we've gone from the feature phone to the smartphone and now the AI-powered smartphone. And Samsung, with its legacy of innovation, has been at the heart of this, at the forefront of this. One of our centres in the UK in Cambridge has delivered more than 3,000 patents on its own in this particular space. So it's a really, really exciting evolution for us.
Brilliant. Okay, so what I'd like to do now is just really talk a little bit about the implication of mobile AI for businesses. So you talked about new possibilities. What do you specifically mean by that?
Well, I think the main focus today is around productivity for end users and how they can perform their tasks more efficiently and effectively and allow them to get more creative activities and tasks done, leverage the huge data processing power of AI, but also looking to see how they can streamline routine tasks, schedule meetings without human intervention, set reminders and focus on those workflows and those data flows and those customer service enhancements that AI can deliver and deliver very effectively. So it can provide enhanced productivity, saving time, reducing costs, and increasing the operational efficiency.
And presumably with competition growing ever more fierce, there's a desire, I guess, for mobile AI to provide some kind of competitive edge.
Yeah, absolutely. I think organizations are all looking at AI to see how they can create a point of difference, how they can service their customers more effectively. Customer service and offering supreme levels of customer service has been one of the motivating goals for many organizations. Marketing and personalized marketing content creation as well is something that's really being explored within this AI space, and operations and efficient operations. And we're seeing organizations look to use AI in a number of key areas and with our partners as well. Customer services first and foremost, talent management, talent identification and management within the business. AI is being heavily used within that, both in a recruitment and a retention basis. And we're also seeing process automation, digitization of processes, but then adding that extra element with AI for how you really streamline and enhance that particular operation.
Great. And we'll come on and talk about security and privacy, which are probably the two biggest barriers to adoption in a little bit. But what are the other things that businesses should be considering before implementing mobile AI?
Well, it's certainly a fast-moving and ever-changing landscape right now. And so there is a risk on over-dependency on AI, which organizations need to be mindful of. And so we believe you've got to get that balance right between the automation and actually the level of human interaction and the degree with which that output or that human can change and influence what's happening in that particular process.
So I think what you're saying is there, and there's a lot of noise around the fact that, AI and mobile AI are going to put jobs at risk. And actually, so what you're saying is it's not about putting jobs at risk. It's much more about understanding what roles are required in a business and where value can be added through employees in an organization. Is that right?
Yes. And, a very simple example would be, how do you take some of the administrative or time-heavy activities, processing of information, and make that much more readily and quickly available to people? So actually they can then take from that production of that analysis, if you like, into using that analysis and being creative and doing their role and servicing their customers, or designing their next R&D project. It's putting that power in the hands of the users to have a greater creativity within their workspace.
Brilliant. Thank you. Okay, so let's touch now on security and privacy. These are, I guess, two of the very hot topics within the sphere of AI. What are the concerns around security and privacy which are causing organizations to consider and debate the implementation of these solutions?
Well, I think there's a couple that spring to mind. And firstly, as I touched on earlier, the fact that the mobile devices are now the primary endpoint for users within a business environment. Forrester recently did some research that said that enterprise-owned devices, business user devices, are 6 to 10 times more likely to be breached by a phishing attack than a non-enterprise device. People have their device in the hand all the time, they're using it frequently, processing in that work mode and activity quickly, which is creating vulnerability and risk. And 80% of organizations doing SMS phishing attacks are principally targeting mobile and enterprise mobile devices in that space. So there's an inherent risk there. And then, as we've described, there are many more activities and things being done on the mobile device that creates more uses, creates more opportunity for bad actors to try and attack that particular device. Now, the second piece of the puzzle is data sovereignty. So enterprise organizations are keen to leverage this AI technology to utilize and enhance their operation. But there's a concern that if you're always putting out that processing into a third-party cloud, then the question of control for that organization comes up. What we're doing at Samsung with the on-device capability allows that to happen within the control and within the domain of those enterprise devices. So we're giving complete control, creating this new incredible, powerful space, but as a business, you've got control for how that's used.
Now, you've said it's as easy as flicking a switch. Is it?
Yes. Simply, yes. So within the console of the IT administrator, you can do that. And actually, we've put the power in the end user. So if they're uncomfortable with having that information processed in the cloud, etc., within the device, they can simply toggle a button to switch that off. Obviously, the administrators rule will override anything the individual does, but if it's left open, but you as Graham Good say, no, I don't want my information processed in the cloud, you can simply take control of that.
Brilliant, and that's something I would certainly look to do. Many organisations already have a device management strategy. And where does AI fit within that, and mobile AI specifically? Is a totally different strategy required, or does it form part of that plan?
So our philosophy is that it should be part of that plan. We don't really believe in adding bolt-on aspects to security. We provide a security capability and make it easy for the customer to manage and control that. So through our Samsung Knox portfolio, which at the heart of it is about security, but also provides additional capability to help the customer manage, deploy, configure, control those devices. That our aim is to ensure that we can provide those right controls around AI usage within that console. And also our partners are really important within that. So we've made it very, very simple through our plugins for the Knox platform to be integrated simply, and all of these new features implemented into our partner platforms, such as Intune, for example, that allows customers to get the benefit of these features very, very quickly.
And I know I asked you to sort of just explore this a little bit earlier, but I'm very conscious that sometimes we just get carried away talking about large businesses. So when you talk about the ability to control the endpoint from a security point of view, that's as applicable to a small business as it is for a large enterprise?
Absolutely. So, the vital nature of your core company information, your customer data, your accounts, etc., that needs to be protected, whatever the size of your organization. Our Knox platform provides different offerings within its capability, but small business customers can actually access a very simple console to allow them to set up, manage, secure their devices. If a device gets lost, they can go into that space and simply lock down that device, which will therefore protect their customer information.
So Phil, just to pick you up on one thing there, you've mentioned the Samsung Knox platform a couple of times there. I'm sure there aren't, but if there is anybody out there who's listening to this and who doesn't know what Samsung Knox is, could you just give me a brief overview of what that is and why it's important for business customers?
Yes, certainly. And so we introduced Samsung Knox over a decade ago now. Our mission in the introduction of that product was that it becomes the most secure mobile platform in the world. And so we really feel that we've delivered on that basis with government accreditations around the world, certifications that allow us to operate in the most secure requirements across the planet, which is really important. And so the platform itself allows our customers, from small customers right the way through to multinational organizations and public sector organizations, to manage, deploy, configure, secure their devices in life very simply, giving them the peace of mind, giving them the control that how they want those devices to be used, how the applications and services on those devices are the ones that they require, to the point that they can actually control the software that's run on the device and deploy when upgrades of that software are given to their user base. So it's a really important platform, but also we've made it open in line with every other principle. And so partners are really important. And so we've made it very easy for our partners to plug into the platform and bring any new feature that we add into Knox into their own offering, such as Intune or such as Cisco's offering, so that their customers can get the benefit of that as well.
Brilliant. Thank you. So let's talk about some of the specifics now around the productivity tools which businesses of all shapes and sizes may be able to tap into the benefits of. Can you just give us an overview of some of those Galaxy AI features that businesses might not be aware of today?
Well, there's three that I would certainly like to mention, and we're seeing some real interest across business customers within Europe. Firstly, Live Translate. So what this does is provides the ability for people that do not speak the same language to each other to communicate either via a call or via a conversation that's being transcribed, and have that automatically translated on the fly into the desired languages. So use cases for this, we're seeing organizations at the front line of public services such as policing, immigration services, social services and welfare services that are using this to service their communities and their customer base. The second, and this is a particular favourite of mine, is actually Note Assist. So this is a really powerful tool when you're in meetings, for example. You can capture shorthand notes on your device, and at the end of the meeting, simply press the AI button, select whether you want that in an action format, a minutes format, a summarised format, or even a sort of social media type format to be communicated out. And it will present back to you within seconds its view of that shorthand notes that you've created into a more formal meeting setting. And then within minutes of that meeting, you can share those notes with your customers, with your colleagues, etc., so everyone is clear in what's happening. So it's a really powerful tool for people that are having a lot of meetings that need to capture information and share that information quickly. And finally, Transcribe Assist. This is absolutely brilliant for meeting scenario. So you can place your Galaxy AI device in the middle of the room, have it recording the meeting, and it can detect the different voices within the room and identify them as different users, and then provide to you at the end of that meeting that transcription. And then you can use the AI capability to summarize that or format it in a different way. So really, really providing a powerful tool to business customers to actually be productive in their role, not have to go back and find somewhere to type up the notes for an hour. It's there for you. You simply scan and check it and then share that with your colleagues or customers.
Brilliant. That should probably save me some time after most of the meetings where I'm taking the minutes. So that's
I think it would be very useful for you.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Good. Okay, so I was really intrigued by the piece around Live Translate, because presumably that offers real possibilities for offering frontline workers. You touched on a couple of the examples there, but in the moment benefits that are just not available to them today.
Absolutely. There are ways you can get around that kind of service, but actually you have to book it or schedule it. And if you're dealing with, people that need help or support, like a lot of these frontline services, public services that I described a moment ago, then you haven't necessarily got that time. And so you can very simply get your device out, choose the target language and your own spoken language, and then the communication can take place. Really powerful, really efficient. And we're looking at ways to enhance that and ensure that it can work with with specific requirements within industries for things to be captured going forward. But today we've got pilots happening across the European marketplace to see how they can improve their community support, their customer support.
And presumably with something called Live Translate, the richness is in the number of languages that's available in.
We'll be adding more languages in over the next few months, and by the end of the year, even more on top of that. And as the AI learns itself, we'll continue to enhance and enrich our offering to improve those elements.
Brilliant. And in terms of the devices, so we haven't really talked much about, Samsung hardware. So if an organisation is looking to take advantage of the benefits of Galaxy AI, what sort of devices would you suggest, Phil?
Well, we have a range of devices that can be supported. We provided a software update on One UI, which takes this to a much broader audience. More than 6 times the number of users at that point in time when we released it have now got access to the Galaxy AI features. And of course, that's just the beginning as we continue this journey to democratizing AI for business customers.
And I guess that talks very much to what you talked about at the start in terms of the objective to put it in the hands of all Samsung customers, as and when we can.
Absolutely. So, AI should be there for everybody, but we have to start somewhere, and we'll keep building upon that journey and providing the richest experience possible to enable these really, really powerful solutions in the hands of our customers.
Brilliant. Okay, so look, I'm fully bought in. If I was now to ask you to peer into the Phil Lander crystal ball and cast your mind forward to, 2030, where do you see mobile AI and Galaxy AI heading in that period?
Well, I think it's going to be a really exciting time, a truly transformative period. I think 5 years from now, we'll look back and wonder, how did we ever live without AI-powered smartphones? In the same way, how do we live now before the internet? So, certainly, if you say, is the future of AI detailed and locked down when there's conversations around regulation and control, etc.? No, it's not. But I think what's absolutely certain is that AI will play a fundamental part within our society, within our organizations in the coming years, and that mobile AI services like Galaxy AI will be right at the heart of that, because mobile devices are that primary endpoint, and that's where people will look to consume services and see these enhancements and see these enriched offers. So I really do see AI firmly embedded in the future and firmly embedded in mobile offerings. And mobile offerings without AI will struggle as time goes by.
Thanks, Phil. I'm sure we're all excited to see how Galaxy AI can help businesses reach their goals. If you're interested in exploring what Galaxy AI can do for your business, head to samsung.com. Thank you.